Good morning. This week I've been testing the new 2017 Mazda CX-5 Grand Touring front-wheel drive. I've actually put quite a few miles on this week, about 650 miles. I drove it to Chicago and back for the Mama Fall Rally. So this first impressions video is just going to be a little bit more, I've been a little bit more impressed than usual. I've actually spent quite a bit of time in this car this week, and I wanted to give you guys some thoughts on what it's like to live and drive with this car for a week. I may also do a day video, I may not. We'll see. This might be the only one. So to start off, new design for the CX-5. I think it looks fantastic. I really like the lines on the front and the rear end. I love this design. The taillights look really nice. The car overall just looks really good, especially at night. Let me start it up and we'll turn on the lights so you can see what it looks like. Again, also really nice interior. I love these white leather seats. They look super premium. The door inserts, the cabin, it's a nice design. I drove a Mazda 6 a few months ago, and the interior on that was very premium. It all felt very nice. Same story here. Check out these taillights. Super clean design. New for the 2017 CX-5 is the automatic lifting tailgate, which is useful. A lot of storage room back here, a lot of space. You've got a spare tire. All good things. New wheel design. I think this CX-5 looks fantastic. And then Mazda's new kind of signature grille. And these skinny front headlamps with sort of LED DRL inserts, and you have these little tiny fog lights down there too. Well, it's probably a little bit hard to see everything right now at night anyway, so if you want to see some more details on what this car looks like, head on over to the Winding Road Magazine POV test drive and walk around video. For now, let's take it for a drive, and I will give you some impressions on what it's like behind the wheel, because honestly, that's where this car shines. This is a fun crossover. It's a great daily driver. I have a few minor complaints, but let's start with the positives. So first of all, nice backup camera. This is almost a fisheye 180-degree view backup camera. You can see if someone's coming. You can see. It'll tell you if there's cross traffic alert. It'll tell you if someone is driving. It'll give you a little beep, audible warning. This car also has radar guided cruise control, which works very well. I basically used it all the way out to Chicago, and it's a nice system. It doesn't slow down too much. It kind of operates normally in traffic situations. If you need to merge and accelerate, let's say you're in the right lane and you want to get in the left lane, it accelerates normally. It's not going to take a bunch of time and hesitate. It's a nice system. It works pretty well. One thing I did have to do was the blind spot alert system kept beeping at me all the time. I would pass someone, turn my signal on to merge back over, and it'd still be beeping. So there's just a little bit of a delay in the mirror blind spot system. So I just turned off the audible warning, and now it just flashes at me. I believe there's, 185 horsepower, 187 pound-feet of torque from this 2.5 liter Skyactiv 4-cylinder. This is the front-wheel drive, so it's got a 6-speed automatic. Probably one of the best automatic transmissions in the business. It shifts fast. It does exactly what you want it to do. It's smooth. It's very responsive. This transmission engine pairing is just phenomenal. I love it. It really does a very nice job of putting the power down and making the car fun to drive. You can throw it into sport mode and get really fast, crisp shifts, and you can even put it in a manual mode, and that works really well too. It's very responsive. It's almost dual clutch levels of sweetness. In some ways, I almost prefer this to a dual clutch just because it's smoother and there's no low speed jerkiness or any kind of funky automated manual transmission stuff going on. Handling on this car is fantastic. This feels like a hot hatch, not a crossover. Mazda designed this from the get-go to be fun to drive, and they actually launched the first CX-5 at Mazda Laguna Seca Raceway, and there's a reason why. It's because this car handles really, really well. Let's throw it into sport mode here. Just a little mode selector button down by your leg. Feel those fast shifts there. It's a little bit greasy out today, so we don't have a ton of traction out on the road today, but just enough to have a little bit of fun. Let's throw it into manual mode. Vectoring control doing its job there. Back into drive. A little bit of lift off, oversteer off throttle there. This is just a fantastic handling chassis. It's really quite fun to drive. I honestly haven't had a chance to hustle it too much until now, until this morning. And I'm just blown away with how good it is. It's balanced, it's neutral, it turns in sharply. It's really just a lot of fun. This thing would be a blast on a back road. And of course, with all Mazdas, you've got the proper shifter layout for manual shifting. Push forward to shift down, pull back to shift up, just like a rally car. I love it. No paddle shifters. Honestly, I don't really miss them. I think it's kind of cool shifting down here anyway, and to be perfectly honest, the transmission works so well, I doubt you'll ever really, really want to put it into manual mode anyway. The standard sport mode works really, really well too if you're in a performance driving situation. While we're at it, let's just go ahead and try that out here. Ride is comfortable. It's not super squishy, it's not super soft, but it just does a really good job for a daily driver. No complaints with ride quality. So sport mode's holding the revs there around the corners. I mean, if you were on a back road, this would be perfect. Is it going to shift? I don't know if it's going to shift. It's going to shift? I don't think it's going to shift. It's not going to shift. Is it going to shift? I guess, oh, there it is. There it goes. It took a little while to shift. Brakes are phenomenal. No complaints there. Let's do a little 60 to 0 braking test. No one's behind me. I actually really like the pedal feel in this car. You have braking from the very top of the pedal. You can just put your foot down half an inch and it'll begin to slow the car down slightly. There's none of this over boosted brake pedal. You can modulate your level of braking and your inputs very, very accurately. It's a high resolution brake pedal. I love that. Mazda did a really good job on the brakes with this car. Dynamically, driving wise, this is about as good as it gets crossover-wise in the market. It could use a little bit more power, but honestly, it's fine. It gets around, and it's relatively fuel efficient. I actually thought it would be a little bit better on gas. In the 650 miles I've driven it, I've gotten about 27 miles to the gallon on the readout. On the highway, it was reading about 28, 29, cruising at the speed limit, maybe a little bit over. I thought it would be getting a little bit better gas mileage, but also this is, it's just, it's not necessarily a super aerodynamic shape. It's, excuse me, it is what it is. Let's go into a couple nitpicks. So there's one thing that's kind of bothered me about driving this car the last week, and that is the USB ports in the center console here don't keep your phone charged. If you plug in an iPhone cable into your iPhone and you're running GPS and your screen is on medium brightness, you're actually going to lose battery percentage at about 1% every half an hour or so, more or less, depending on how much you're using your phone. That's kind of annoying. The USB ports just don't put out enough power. You could fix that and solve that issue by just plugging into the 12-volt outlet. There's nothing wrong with that. But I feel like that really shouldn't even be an issue in 2017, having super weak USB ports. And I think it's a problem across the whole Mazda lineup. My mom's Miata does the exact same thing, and it's just kind of annoying. But if you own this car, there are ways around it. You could just use a 12-volt and have a splitter, and you'd be fine. Otherwise, sound system's really nice. I'm not super sold on this infotainment BMW iDrive style thing. I think you need to press too many buttons to get to certain things. It's a little bit tedious to get to some places. Sometimes you have to just select and press too much, but it works. It does the job. There's a way to quickly get to audio. There's a way to quickly get to navigation. I think it's an attractive display. I like how they've integrated this a little bit better into the design of the dashboard now. Before, it looked like there's this thing that was sticking out that you could just pull off. The heads-up display is really nice. I've actually kept that on the whole time. It tells you your cruise control, your speed limit, how fast you're going. You can select your distance for following distance. It'll tell you if you're tailgating someone. That's great. And I think material and aesthetically wise, this is a really nice place to be. Everything looks good in here, and it feels nice. All the buttons have a good tactile feedback. There are knobs for climate control. It's really easy to work the climate control system, which is nice. It has a heated steering wheel, heated seats. Heated steering wheel will be amazing in the wintertime. Just a nice place to be. Got even a little spot for your sunglasses up here. There's plenty of storage room. Isn't really a super great place to put a phone, but you can always, excuse me, you can always mount something to the windscreen and have a little phone mount that way. Otherwise, nice visibility. You don't really have to worry about your blind spots with the blind spot system. Just a great car. I would highly consider getting one of these as a daily driver. My girlfriend, if she's in the market for a new crossover right now, she has a Ford Edge. Like, I would say, get this, number one choice. This is a fun to drive crossover that I wouldn't mind taking on a road trip, and you can have some fun on the back roads in this thing. You can hustle it around. It'll lift off, have a little bit of lift off rotation around corners, and it's an enjoyable car to drive. This follows Mazda's philosophy to make driving fun again, and it says on the back, it says driving matters in the license plate frame. It's cool. So, it's not perfect. There were a couple things that I had to adjust. Just the blind spot thing was super annoying. It's just overly sensitive, but I just turned the audible warning off, and now it's fine. The only really nitpick is the USB ports, and the infotainment isn't great to navigate, but it's fine. It works. I think after you find your favorite radio stations and destinations, you'd be able to get through this just fine. Let me show you around the back seats and the trunk now that we've got some daylight, and take a look at the car outside too. Might as well show you the inside of the engine while we're at it. Cool, there's the engine. Let's see if I can open this trunk. There we go. Maybe you can get a little bit better of an idea of what it looks like now. So I assume This all just completely folds in there. You can take this off, fold the seats down, throw a mountain bike back here. I actually did that earlier this week and it fit great. It was very easy. This is a nice little cargo cover. And there's a ton of room in the back too. Really easy to get in back here. A lot of headroom. Just a great place to be. Price on this is $32,000. You're getting some pretty nice high-end features for that price. I think that's good value in the marketplace. This is a very nice premium cabin for the price point and for in its segment. Armrest here. You've got heated rear seats, which is awesome. Cup holders, and then a little bit of storage space with some USB ports that probably won't charge your devices. Sorry. It's just one of those things that, you know, it's not that big of a deal, but in practicality and reality, it actually turns out to be a little bit of an annoyance. A lot of storage space here, beautiful door designs. This is kind of fake wood inlay here too, but cool stuff. This thing is filthy right now. You probably can't tell though because it's wet, but it's got 650 miles worth of dirt and grime on it. It's probably been washed off a little bit by the rain, but it still looks good. These headlights are really cool too. They'll rotate with the steering angle inputs. The brights are really awesome. Lots of visibility at night. You couldn't want a better headlight. So, yeah, high marks for the CX-5. I've really enjoyed driving this week. I give it back in a couple days, and I'm gonna miss it. Maybe I'll buy one someday. Who knows? But until then, hope you guys enjoyed this review. Hopefully it was informative and gave you all the info that you needed on this car. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. Thanks again for watching the videos, and we'll probably see you later. I've got quite a bit of stuff coming in the next month or two. A lot of new press cars, and also I just was at the Mama Fall Rally filming just a huge variety of stuff, just doing quick reviews on cars and just some driving impressions on a whole range of vehicles for 2018 and 2017. So hopefully you guys stick around, and we'll see you later. Thanks for watching.